Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Once again, coming at you with another lesson. I want to entitle this lesson, The Black Swan Events. And that's exactly what these devils is cooking up. That's what they're all about. They always having these black swan events, meaning major, serious things that they have happen in order to trigger other things. Basically, let me get the definition. I believe I have it pulled up here. It says, what is a black swan event? It says a black swan event is a phrase commonly used in the world of finance, is an extremely negative event, the occurrence that is impossibly difficult to predict, which we know these devils, when these things happen, they actually are behind it. You best believe nothing happening, nothing just happening out of nowhere. That's why you have all of these things happening with these wars right about now, because they're setting up and they're getting ready for the next step or whatever they're planning. But we know it all leads to their NWO. That's what they want. Every step everything that's happening is all calculated out. It says Black Swan Theory. The Black Swan Theory, or theory of a black swan events, is a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise, has a major effect, and is often inappropriately rationalized after the fact with the benefit of hindsight. Now, what is an example of a black swan event? It says one frequently cited example of a black swan event was the housing market crash of 2008, which led to the Great Recession. You see how one thing happens and this leads to another. Other examples include the C9 demic. It says, and then that led to them being able to come out with that juice and everything else that they wanted to do. It says other examples it says the terrorist attacks of September 11th and the hyperinflation crisis of Zimbabwe. So after all of these different events, they call them black swan events, something else happens. That's one thing happens and triggers another one. Now, it's been on the internet lately. People are talking about something really bad or something set to happen on the 4th of July, which is possible. I'm not saying something is or something isn't. They've been talking about these sleeper cells is activated and some event is going to happen concerning that. So, we're just going to keep our eyes open. We're going to continue to be circumspect and watch for all of these different things. Something very well could be set up. It's also been out. People have been saying they're going to crash the economy and set up the digital system. There's been a number of things said. At any rate, whether something happens or not, we know this is how these devils get down. They have these black swan events, and then it triggers the next thing. Triggers the next step. They already know what they want to do. They got all of this stuff planned out. They always have in their secret councils. The scriptures even tell us how these devils have these secret councils. And you best believe they're not cooking up nothing good for the people, especially us, especially Jake. Now, from there, I want to play some videos, and then I want to get into some scriptures. I want to start out with this first video clip here. Let me roll it.
So Homeland Security has come out and warned of a heightened threat environment for the U.S., and that contains all of the U.S. and anyone traveling outside of the U.S., saying that there is a low level of cybersecurity attacks. However, their main concern is the lone wolf attacks. Why they're not just saying the words sleeper cells is beyond me. Now, it has been rumored that over 1,000 sleeper cells in the US have been technically activated, and at this point, they are just looking for the right time and location. If you're not aware, the way sleeper cells work is they don't develop like a plan of action and this address and that address at this time and that time. The extent of their plan making really just involves going into like a crowded area and taking out as many at a time as they possibly can. And these are supposed to happen in highly populated areas.
I will say this, especially these days, it's not a good idea to be in these big crowded events at all. Because like she just mentioned, people who are set up to do damage, they're gonna want to be gonna make big impact. They're gonna want to make a big impact, and so they're gonna want to be around a lot of people if they have something cooked up. So at any rate, I definitely wouldn't want to be in no big crowds. It's not a good idea. But hey, people going to do what they're going to do. Let me continue.
Now, if you remember, I mentioned you might want to just stay home on July 4th. Something just doesn't smell right about July 4th. Not to mention that would be the perfect time to launch an attack when everybody else is hearing big booms and would be assuming none other than fireworks. On that same day, there will be a No Kings 2.0 protest. Just as a friendly reminder, Palantir and Dataminer will be running at full scale once again. And as we all know, Palantir is mainly funded by Peter Thiel, who is the main investor for Meta. Dataminer's main role, allegedly, is to log the reactions and the emotions of the public, once again being a test field to see how we react under political and emotional pressure. Now, I'm not here to sway you one way or the other, whether or not you attend these events. I just want to make you aware and have you be aware of all the potential risks that you're taking. Just keep in mind, there are plenty other days of this year that you can go out and be with your friends and celebrate. Maybe just this year, just this July 4th. Maybe take a back seat. Maybe stay home and watch a movie. And it makes one wonder, if they don't tell us everything, what else aren't they telling us?
They're telling you nothing. Why would they? But hey, as we know, they like to bring a lot of things out in their movies, in their commercials, in their TV shows. They have these cryptic messages that they put out there. They basically telling you what they're going to do before they actually do it. That's exactly how these devils roll. Now let me get this next video clip. This next video clip, this is basically, most people know him. This is Alex Jones. He's basically an insider.
Getting ready to set Trump up. Let me introduce you to the National Blueprint for Biodefense. Had this drill a year ago of a bio attack linked to the Russians and the Chinese that is released on July 4th, 2025. Then my DHS, Homeland Security, Army Special Operations, AB Special Warfare connections, all of them for months been saying, we're told get ready for July 4th.
There it is again. So there's a number of people, insiders, people who supposedly know things. They talking about the 4th as if something's going to happen on the 4th. And as we know, these devils is always cooking up something. But hey, everything is going to happen according to the will of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that's the bottom line. But we're going to keep our ears, and we're going to continue to stay circumspect, watching for everything. And let me continue. Let me get this next video clip here. Let's get this one, because this is this Klaus Schwab guy. He from the WEF. I believe he retired, but he's talking about a Black Swan event.
The last factor I want to mention is resilience, the capability to bounce back, because there will be certainly what we call the black swans, the unpleasant surprises which will come in our way.
So basically, these devils are telling you they got plenty of unpredictable events. They got plenty of Black Swan events set up to happen on certain days, specific days. And it's basically he's saying we doing this, we controlling this, it's gonna happen when we want it to happen. These devils is telling you in your face, that they got all of these different events planned. And like I said, everything they do is bringing what they believe, bringing them one step closer to what they want. This one world government, this one world currency, this one world everything. That's what their plans are. That's why everything is happening in the world today concerning these wars, these rumors of wars. This devil is at work every day. And the Lord has put the spirit on these devils to continue to work like this. See, they work in full speed, especially here in 2025. 2025, everything is going much, much faster. Now, from there, let's get this next video clip.
Wasn't Israel and Iran about to start World War III?
Yeah, there were explosions, sirens, TikToks with red filters, and now just ceasefire.
12 days. That's how long the chaos lasted. Just enough for headlines to scream, while the Genius Act slid through the Senate like butter.
Wait, they signed peace over coffee or what?
It wasn't a war. Turns out it was just another theater for people.
So while we were doom scrolling,
They passed digital dollar infrastructure, biometric ID integration, financial behavior monitoring, and no one blinked because they were too busy asking, is this World War III?
Wait, didn't they say Iran's nuke sites got hit?
Yeah, and yet not a single mushroom cloud. No mushroom emoji in sight. Where's the fallout? Where's the radiation mess?
so you're saying
I'm saying it was a distraction ritual. Controlled chaos to mask real control.
But why fake a war?
When you're distracted, you don't see what they're building behind the curtain. Because when you're scared, you obey.
and the Genius Act?
It doesn't just replace money, it replaces identity. You become a programmable user.
But people don't even know this past.
That's the point. Just like nothing ever happens. Your soul, willpower, health, and energy are drained daily while you sit in front of a screen, eat garbage, listen to lies, and argue about theatrical events. 2010, real money still existed. 2015, things got tougher, but manageable. 2020, inflation, virus, lockdowns. 2023, prices, rent, food, everything up. 2025, survival became the new normal, and no one noticed because it's happening slowly.
So what's next?
You're not walking into a future. You're sliding into a system, a biometric funnel, where freedom is an illusion with a progress bar.
So we lost and didn't even know?
Exactly. The world didn't end. It just got a new terms of service.
You see that? That's what these devils do. They always passing different laws, right? Behind the scenes when they basically do things to distract you. And like they said, these events that have been happening over there in the Middle East, with these missiles being shot back and forth between Iran and them small hatters over there, it's basically been keeping people distracted while they can pass different laws that nobody knows that they did. And that's what they always do. They running the same playbook over and over and over, all the while taking people what they believe they have rights away every time they pass something. That's what it's about. Ultimately, they want everybody C-hipped, okay? According to the prophecy of the mark of the beast, that's ultimately what they're leading to. They want everybody C-hipped up in this world, and they want everybody under their control. That's the next step. They want one everything. Basically, they want everything centralized under one government. That's the whole bottom line. So every step, everything they do, every move they make, that's what it's leading to. But hey, it's ultimately the will of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because hey, they only set to get so far with this thing. And then the Lord is gonna end it. It's gonna be over. He gonna rain down fire and brimstone on this bad boy, and it's gonna be through. But they gonna get so far with it. Let me get this last video clip, and then I want to get some scriptures. Yeah, I played that one. This is the last clip.
Paint a picture of what it looks like if our power grid were to go down.
Two different amplifiers. If it's nationwide, then you don't have Houston able to help out Louisiana as an example. Then we have to count on France. Talking about something longer than a couple days. If this happens 6 to 9 months, amplifies it 1,000 to 1,000,000 fold. If we truly have an outage that is nationwide that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission mandated by U.S. Congress has much more authority majority and better funding in a congressional committee, they found that as many as 90% of Americans would die. 300 million. Yeah.
Wiped off the map, just like that. And how long did you say that would take?
9 months.
You see that? Now, this is an older video, but it's very relevant because sooner or later, there is going to be some quote-unquote cyber attack done on this place. And they already got people set up to blame China, Russia, Iran, or whoever. They already got these things buzzing in the media over and over and over. So when something like this does go down, that's who most people are going to think is behind it. These devils, they are the ones, they know exactly what's going on. See, they doing a controlled demolition on this whole setup. They taking down this old system and they want to set up their new system, basically. That's what's happening. See, and we see it. We see it all playing out. This is exactly what the Lord said He would be doing in the last days. They're making all of these moves in the attempt to stay in power, to continue to rule this world of wickedness. But they already got a set time to where it's going to be over. No matter what they do, no matter what they plan, no matter what their strategy is, no matter what they cooking up or how long they've been cooking it up. But the Lord, He put it in their mind in the first place. Everything that they working on, all their secret counsels, the Lord is all in that. See, He's controlling the minds of these kings and these leaders. He's controlling everybody. So it don't matter, whatever they striving to do. Like I said, the scriptures already say they're going to get so far with this thing, with this new system, this new digital system, this one world, everything. They're going to get so far with it, and then the Lord's going to bring it crashing down. That's the bottom line. Now, from there, I want to get into these scriptures. I want to get into some scriptures. And that's how these devils, like I said, that's what they do. They create distractions so that they can bring out different secret laws that they've been cooking up with nobody. While you looking over there, they planning and plotting and scheming. See? Now from there, let me get this. Let's start in the book of 2 Corinthians. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Meaning we're not ignorant of these devil's schemes, their strategies, their plots. See, all of these things that these devils is doing is what the Lord set them up to do. And we're not ignorant of their devices. As a matter of fact, I want to get that word. I want to get that word devices if I got it pulled up. Let me see. One second. I had it pulled up. Let's get it again. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. I want to get that in the KJV. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Yep, here it is. I want to get that word devices.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
It says a mental perception, thought, an evil purpose, that which he thinks the mind, thoughts, and purposes. It says perception, purpose, device. It says mind and thought. So basically, these devils is constantly working on different wicked schemes, different plots, different plans. And the Lord, we right in there. We understand how this devil works, how he thinks, why the Lord created him, what he's here to do, and what he's trying, ultimately what he wants to do. But the Lord set these devils up. They've been set up for a great fall. Ultimately, he never set no nation of people as high as Esau with all their technology and weaponry and their army and all of that. He's never set up nothing this big. But hey, that's the higher what they say. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. That's exactly what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is getting ready to do to these devils. They set up for a great fall. Now from there, let's get this. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64. Psalms chapter 64, and I'm going to start at verse 1. Psalm 64 and verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, it says, hear my voice, O power, in my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. And you best believe we got enemies. David had enemies. These Edomites, they are enemies. These heathens, they are enemies. As a matter of fact, the Lord created the enemies. There wouldn't be any enemies unless the Lord created them. So, he's going straight to the source. He's going to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He's the one that created them. He's the one that can protect us. He's the ones that can preserve us from all their wicked schemes, all their wicked plots. See? So that's just using wisdom. And Jake don't understand that. You need to return to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. See, he's our power. He's our source. He is whom we should worship. See? You continue to follow after this devil and his wicked ways, you're going down with him. Verse 2, it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. That's exactly what these devils have. Secret counsels. They're always having secret, wicked counsels. And from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And that's who they are. They are the workers of iniquity. See? Workers of destruction. That's all they're about. See? Things being deleted and destroyed. That's all. And they never get enough. They never get enough. Verse 3, it says, they whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. And that's exactly who they're going after. You see what's happening with ICE? They're going after Jake. See, they want to shoot in secret at the perfect, who are the Israelites. It says, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune laying snares privately. And it says, they say, who seeth them? So everything these devils doing, they ain't really got no judgment yet. So they feel like everything that they've been doing and getting away with it, they're going to continue to get away with it. But the Lord's been saving these devils for last. It says, verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both their inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So, these devils, they're diligent. They're diligent about their wickedness. They're researching everything. They're looking into everything. They know a lot of things. But the Lord's going to He's going to bring the whole thing crashing down in the end. See, everything they're setting up, everything they're plotting, they're scheming, everything they've been getting away with, it is going to come a day to where it's going to be over. Verse 7, it says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, and suddenly they shall be wounded. So at the end of this thing, they're going to go down by them thermonuclear missiles and the fires coming off the chariots, who people ignorantly call UFOs. They all going down. The whole thing is being burnt down. And any Jake 2/3 is with them, you're going down with them. See? Because the Lord, Yahushua, is coming back. And when he comes back, he's taking what's his. And that's his whole entire world. See? He's going to put all of these devils and all of these heathens under his feet and all their armies. They're finna getting ready to be destroyed. So, Jake, you want to be down with Esau? You going down with Esau. Esau ain't got a chance against the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The power that Yahushua is coming with, these devils is no match. No matter what they have, no matter what they come with. But it's going to be over before it even starts. Matter of fact, Let's go here. Let's get this. Because the Lord has been speeding up the time, and that's good. We needed to go that way. This is Matthew chapter 24 and 21. Matthew chapter 21, 24 and 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor shall ever be." This tribulation is coming. This tribulation is coming, and it's coming to the whole world. See, nobody's going to escape the tribulation. It says, "And except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved." So the Lord is shortening the days. Everything is moving faster. Even the earth is spinning faster. He's speeding up the days because these devils got so many things that they've cooked up. So many things going wrong on the earth. So many things being poisoned. So many things dying. This whole earth is out of course. And everything they planning leads to nothing but death. Death, destruction. That's all these devils got cooked up. Because, that's the way the Lord created them. It says, "But for the elect's sake," the elect of Israel, the ones chosen before the foundation of the world to receive salvation. "But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." So the Lord has been shortening the days for his elect. And that's who he's coming to deliver. Out of all the destruction, out of all of the chaos, even World War III, the Lord is going to save his elect out of all of it. That's just the bottom line. So, they're going to plot, they're going to scheme, they're going to do all the things that they're going to do. They're only going to get so far. And like I said, the Lord is going to deliver his elect, and he's going to destroy this wicked kingdom. Now, from there, let's get this in Revelation, because ultimately, this is where everything is leading. These devils getting ready to come down with great wrath. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath." And that's not talking about the spiritual angel, Satan. That's talking about these devils, these Edomites, the ones that's ruling. "For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time." See, you can't put no time on no angel, so you know that's not talking about Satan. See, in the spirit realm, there is no time. Time is, as a matter of fact, they say 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as 1 day. So there's a big, huge difference. See? So you know that this talking about these Edomites and their kingdom, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. See? The clock is ticking on these devils. They only been set up to rule for a short period of time, and they're coming to the end of that time. And they're not going to go 1 second, 1 minute past what the Lord has set for them to rule. Matter of fact, this kingdom, their kingdom has been slowly being brought down year after year, day after day. Ultimately, it's going to go crashing down when Yahushua comes back. Now from there, let's get this. Let's get this in Romans, because like I said, these devils were set up by the Lord himself. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 17. It says, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh," and this is talking about the Pharaoh in ancient Egypt. He fell when we were in captivity under Pharaoh. It says, Romans 9 and 17, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose I have raised thee up." The same way he raised up Pharaoh back in ancient Egypt is the same way he raised up these devils to rule in this time. Except he's never built up a nation to this magnitude. Like I said, with all of their weaponry and all their technology, all their powerful, huge army, and all of their different different planes and different tanks and all of their different war equipment and all of this. This is the Lord has built them up mighty. Okay, He's never built up a nation this strong. It says, for even for this same purpose I have raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. When Yahushua comes back, it's over. It is over. When you see Yahushua come back on that huge chariot with the host of angels, it's done. It's done. The scriptures say in 1 hour it's going to be over. They're going to come up and they're going to strive to fight against the Lord Yahushua and the angels, and it's going to be over. It's going to be a slaughter. It's going to be over before it even starts, and it's only going to take him 1 hour. He's going to show his great and mighty power, basically by swatting these devils out quick. See? And he can do it in any time that he want to do it. He can make it longer than an hour, shorter than an hour. He's got all the power. But the scriptures say in 1 hour, these devils and their whole empire, their whole system, everything they've set up is going to be thrown down. And we talking about all these heathens. Now from there, let's get this. Because, hey, these devils going to continue. They're going to continue to plot and scheme all the way to their NWO. This is what they really want. This is the book of Job, chapter 20. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 22. Job, chapter 20, and verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. See, these devils is moving fast to accomplish their goals and their agendas of what they have planned. But everything they're doing is thus saith the Lord. Everything is under the prophecies of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Everything they're doing on the left-hand side, the wickedness, and everything we're doing on the right in righteousness. The Lord is worth the whole thing. He's called the end from the beginning. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, just when they're about to complete their so-called NWO, when they want to try to put everything under one thing, one government, one currency, one everything. See, and have all of the people hipped up and under his control. Just when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So, hey, nobody wants to be interrupted when they're eating. These devils are going to sit back and they're going to think this thing is going to be over. They're going to think they've accomplished their enterprise. And just when they think they're about to complete this thing that they got cooked up, that's when the Lord going to rain down on these devils. He's going to destroy them. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Thermonuclear destruction. That's what's coming. During World War III, the Lord's going to take control of all them missiles, all them thermonuclear missiles, and they're going to hit everywhere he wants them to hit. And most of them, a lot of them, going to hit right here in Babylon the Great. This place is going to be decimated, completely destroyed, consumed with fire. It's going to be over. It says, verse 25, it is drawn, it cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. That's talking about those missiles coming up out of them silos. That's exactly what's about to happen. And that's why you see the things happening in the world today. He's moving these minds of these kings. Everything is going exactly the way the Lord wants it to go according to prophecy. See? There's nothing happening that the Lord don't know, that he don't understand. He wrote it. He wrote it. He spoke it. See? And the only thing we need to do as believers is continue to believe in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, while these devils go about doing what they're going to do. See, ultimately, the Lord set these devils up, and he is going to be the one to take them down. Now, from there, let's get this, because like I said, they're all on a time limit. despite all of their Black Swan events and everything that they're setting up as distractions so they can pull off and cook up different unrighteous decrees. It doesn't matter what these devils is doing. It's all going according to the purposes and plans of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. This is the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. See, all these different kingdoms that's ever been on this earth, they had a certain amount of time to come into power and a certain amount of time to come down. See, they only gonna stay in power the time that the Lord gave them. Whether it's the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greeks, the Romans, and now we back in, this is Rome 2.0 all over again. The revived kingdom of Rome, basically. But for all of these devil's plans and all of their things they're cooking up, everything they're plotting, it's going to come crashing down. It's coming to an end. See? Like I said, we just going to continue to believe in the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. He set these devils up. He's going to be the one to take them down. We just here to bring out the prophecies, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. These devils got a bounds they cannot pass. The Lord set the bounds for all these wicked kingdoms that's ever been on this earth. These devils is no different. They got a bounds that they cannot pass, and they won't pass it. Now from there, let's close out. This is the book of 2nd Esdras. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and verse 9, straight to the point. 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world. That's talking about now. We're at the end of the world. We're at the end of an age, a wicked age. Esau marks the end of all of the wicked kingdoms that has ever been. There will be no more wicked kingdoms. That's why these devils is ruling right now. See, they're supposed to be in power at the end. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See, the Israelites, we're getting ready to rule. And when we're set up in the kingdom, that's it. We're going to receive an everlasting kingdom, a kingdom without end. And we're going to be perfect. We're going to have those everlasting bodies. We're going to be made perfect, immortal, with the law, statutes, and commandments written in our inward parts with that second covenant. The Lord is setting us up to be immortal. We're going to be we're never going to die. See? We're going to be immortal, and we're going to have an everlasting kingdom. So these devils, they moving, they doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, all according to prophecy. See? And we're not ignorant to their devices. We know exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. See, they want to extend this thing. They don't want to give up power. See? They exactly what the Lord created them to be. Devils. Deceivers. See? That's how they even got into power in the first place. The Lord blessed them with a sword, and he also gave them the ability to deceive. That's what these devils do. They're deceivers. They're liars. You can't be trusted. That's how the Lord set these devils up. So every time you look up, there's some kind of event going on in the world. These devils cook these things up because they got it all set up. Everything's supposed to fall into place for what they want. Once the one thing happens, another thing happens. This back and forth over there, like I said, with Iran and those small headers, they know exactly what they're doing. And like I said, they use different events and things like that. Like I said in that video, while you thinking about World War III, they passing laws. They passing unrighteous decrees, getting things set up for that system that they want in place. And people won't have no idea where it came from because they're not watching. They're not paying any attention. But the spirit and power of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai, He's got us watching. He's got us being circumspect. See? Redeeming the time because the days are evil. And with that, I hope that you were edified by this lesson. This has been the Black Swan Events. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.